Welcome back, everybody. One and all, gather round. Go ahead, grab a friend, grab a partner, grab your dog, grab your cat, grab a stranger off the street because we are bringing you. Grab that dog, that one right there. There, grab them all and bring them together because we are bringing everyone together for another episode of the Teardrop Pod. And of course, it wouldn't be an episode of the Teardrop Pod without your boy Chris right here, joined by my lovely co-host Andrew. How you doing today, Andrew?
I'm doing well. A very impromptu episode of the Teardrop. We were not planning on recording anything anytime soon,
Dude,
honestly.
this is Thursday,
And then,
February 12th. We were like, yeah, I don't know when we're gonna do another episode. Things are kind of crazy, and we both were watching the PlayStation State of Play live, and Andrew texted me. It finished at like what 6:15. You're like, brother, I think we got to record an episode of the podcast. I was like, say less. I'll drop everything. We'll do it right here, right now. And so yeah, it's been like an hour.
I was
and a
feeling
half
very,
later.
I was feeling very, very excited to talk about this because this is one of the best presentations that Sony has done in probably 5 years.
Yeah,
like straight up since the beginning of the generation.
This was
like since like those first couple PlayStation showcases, I think this has been their best one. So,
and the fact that we're saying that even though there was no Kingdom Hearts or any Square Enix representation is actually kind of crazy because that was really, it happens like the fervor pitch grows with every one of these presentations that Kingdom Hearts isn't at. You know, it's like it's got to be at this next one, right? And especially because this one was bigger. You know, definitely I think that was something both of us would have loved to have seen. But for us to both still be as high on this as we were, without that is a pretty huge testament, I think, as well. So yeah,
that was kind of my whole thing. I was very surprised by it. By the time we got to the end, it was like no Square, but I didn't care for once.
Yeah.
Like most of the time, if they're not present in like any capacity, unless it's the stupid hat game. What's his name? Elliot.
The Adventures of Elliot, bruh.
Yeah, the Millennium Tale or whatever.
Elliot. Yeah. So not to get ahead of ourselves here, we are almost live reacting. I mean, we're going to be doing a recap of the State of Play that is just finished about 2 hours ago, from February 12th, 2026, and we are just going to break down all of the different trailers and announcements that we saw, give our thoughts on the ones that we're really excited about, and this won't have a tier list at the end. Spoilers, you know, we're in discussions and talks to try and bring back a regular episode here soon. Things have been a little bit slow, I think, game wise, news wise, movies wise, stuff like that in the new year anyway. And I think both of us have been busy in real life stuff, so but we will be back with a regular episode in some capacity whenever. But as always, y'all know what I'm gonna say. The best way to make sure you're ready for that is just subscribe to our YouTube, our Spotify, and our Apple Podcast feeds, and it's just gonna pop up for you one day. It'll be a nice little surprise. You don't even need to know. But yeah, without further ado, you want to just dive into it?
Let's get into it, dude. We've got a lot of great stuff to talk about here.
Let's do it. We're gonna go game by game here, and dude, this opener.
The opener is nuts, man.
Okay. The opener is a game called Kena. I'm trying to see what the subtitle is. Kena, Scars of Cosmora. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Cosmora.
Close enough. I'll give it to you.
So before I get into my whole escapade here, what is your history with Kena? There's only one other game, Kena Bridge of Spirits. Have you played it? And did you like it?
Yeah, I loved it. I played it day one whenever it came out on PS5. And whenever Ember Lab popped up, I was really trying to like rack my brain for what I was like. I know I've heard this before.
Yeah.
I don't know who this is, but I know that I know this dev. But I mean, it's because we haven't heard anything in 5 years. They came out with Kena and then they kind of dipped out. We haven't heard anything else.
I don't think I would have put it
that
together
game
if it wasn't for like the blue staff was like the first thing you see in the trailer.
Yeah,
and then it says Ember Labs, and I was like, I think I know who that is, and especially because we saw that staff too in combo with it. I also loved Kena. I felt like I was shouting to the rooftops about this game into the void because I don't think it got as much love as it deserved. How would you describe the gameplay of the first one?
It's weird, dude. It's like I feel like it's such like a hodgepodge of like a couple of other like big AAA games. Kind of like there's like some Horizon, there's a little like God of War. I feel like there's a little bit of everything for everybody.
Yeah.
But it's more like action adventure kind of, you know. I would say it's definitely in that genre.
Yeah.
Plus a little Pikmin maybe.
Yeah, it's this it is definitely an amalgamation of a bunch of different games. Like the aspect of it that sticks out the most to me is like the level design feeling very PS2, almost like action platformer ish. You know,
So
it's
PS2.
very like linear, relatively small areas, but they're really colorful and satisfying to explore. There's lots of, you know, collectibles and things that you're collecting, these spirits, kind of like Pikmin, like you said, that impact your abilities. And the combat is, yeah, like some combination almost of like a Dark Souls, God of War kind of thing. It was beautiful too. I mean, I'm pretty sure the studio that the first one was their first game, and I want to say that that really viral Majora's Mask video that went well viral a couple years before, that was like super realistic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Was like their history before. So like they done animation and stuff, but never made a game. It was really challenging in a really
I actually
satisfying
didn't know that.
way. And the story was kind of dark too, in a way that was like, you
Yeah.
know, it doesn't go for anything super sophisticated, but it did have, you know, meaning to it. I thought, you know, some layers to it.
Yeah, it's
But
enough to make you at least feel a little something,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Like
Um, I loved that game, and so to see this,
yeah,
this looks like a huge step up. I mean, you said right
massive
yourself,
upgrade.
5 years, right? And it looks like they've spent all 5 years on this because the areas look way bigger. You're seeing in the gameplay here. This specific part is like another that looks very similar boss wise to maybe some of the fights that you'd have had in the first game, but a little earlier in
Yeah.
the clips you would see her, she has like a mount or something, which is like almost
Yeah.
Horizon-esque, like you were talking about, in areas that look way bigger and more varied than the first game. The first game basically just takes place in one forest and you have different areas within it, but this looks like you're going to be going all over the place and using the mount in the fights and stuff too. I don't think that was in the first one, was it?
I don't think so. I'm fairly certain that it wasn't.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a big deal. And I mean, all of these different like one of my things with that first game is that I feel like most slash all of the enemy types were like all kind of samey. Which isn't necessarily like a bad thing. I don't mind it necessarily, but it seems like there's a little bit more variety in like the enemy types, a little bit more to the combat. I mean, just all around like an upgrade in general. It looks like right there she like upgrades her arrows. I don't know. I don't remember if that was a thing that you could do in the first one.
I think so.
But
what's crazy is the game was already pretty hard.
Looks great.
But you had to beat it on hard to get the platinum, and I loved it so much. That was the only trophy I didn't get, and now I'm kind of like, maybe I pop this back in and give myself a little challenge and remind myself the first one was like. I think this game is awesome. It looks awesome. I think the first one is awesome, and it looks like they are really building on the past. So that was a huge, a really strong opening in my opinion. That really set the tone for the rest of this, especially because like totally out of the blue, like not even hinted at, no leaks, nothing. Pure beautiful surprise. Yeah.
Yep. Loved it. I hope it's a little longer than the first one too. I feel like the first one was only like 5 or 6 hours. Like it was not big at all.
Yeah.
But this one, yeah, I'm just pumped. I don't want to linger on it too long. But
I have to imagine with the zones looking as big as they are, if they're big enough to have that spirit animal kind of like guide you around and stuff, like I feel like it's probably going to be
yeah, a good bit bigger.
I really liked how contained the first one was, but this I liked it enough that I have faith in them to make, you know, more interesting open areas too. So
yeah, for sure.
And the hits honestly just kept on coming because right after that we got this awesome preview of the Ghost of Yotei Legends multiplayer DLC, which is free. Which I just want to reiterate, the last one in Ghost of Tsushima was free too. I have in a world where it feels like we are being nickeled and dimed on so many things, dude, these modes are so expansive that they could easily charge for them, and I am just really glad that they don't, because obviously it makes it easier to get friends and on it and stuff like that. But yeah, I platinum Ghost of Yote last year. I really loved it, and I'm really excited to go back because I also did the raid for Ghost of Tsushima finally late last year, and so getting to go back to this now. The raid, I think they said, will be available. This comes out March 10th. It says the raid is coming in April, which is fine because you want time to like get raid ready and get your gear and stuff up. But it's gonna have 2-player story missions and 4-player survival. So it sounds structurally pretty similar to what the other one was, but I am curious. It's cool because like in the game, which is much more grounded, you're fighting the Yote 6, which are like these 6 real people. But in this one, it's like you're fighting like the Yote 6 of like, I forget what they call them, but it's like it's like the supernatural versions of them basically, because in the game they're all like called the snake or the oni or whatever, and like in this one, this is like what their actual, you know, representation in some way, in a mythical way, because the multiplayer is always very fantastical compared to the more grounded, you know, single player campaign. So it's just really cool to see that all kind of coalesce in a way.
Yeah, this is kind of more what I'm into a little bit. This got me more hyped than just about anything I saw from any of the other like Ghost of Yote trailers, just like the single player stuff. Because this is way more up my alley. I like the more like supernatural like side of things a little bit.
We can play through all the story.
It looks cool, man. I'm down.
I have a lot of faith in this because, like I said, the last one was just fantastic. Crazy that it's free. And I will be jumping in day one to get raid ready.
For sure.
Right after that, we had the announcement that Death Stranding 2 is coming to PC. Cool. Not a Death Stranding guy. I think we talked about this before. I tried so hard to get into Death Stranding 1 last year. I was in the zone for a while, and then I took a break, and when I came back, it was like, I can't get back in that zone. That's a zone that
it's
if
just
you get
not
out of
for
that
me,
lane,
man.
yeah, no, but it's so
like I really tried it. I really tried Death Stranding 1. I really did. Yeah. And the story is so interesting to me. Like I would be down to just like watch the cutscenes or something. I just don't know what the gameplay is for me.
Yeah, dude,
like it's so odd and just too different. I don't know, man.
We get to hear a lot of Troy Baker's performance in this, and like he's just eating it up, man. I'm like, I bet that would be real fun to watch. But
oh yeah,
cool that it's coming to PC. Just another PlayStation game making its way there.
Yep. Next up was For Loop. Do you have anything to say about this? I think that honestly, like this got shown at Game Awards, right?
I think so. We have seen it somewhere. I feel like I can't remember where.
Yeah.
But as soon as I saw the Bad Robot logo at the beginning, I was like, okay, I've seen that in a game trailer before, because every time I do, it's weird because I associate that with movies. But
yeah, it looks cool. It's like whatever, like co-op, 4-person co-op, like shooter of some variety with a big skill tree, and it looks like semi-interesting. Most of the time I just like completely zone out whenever these kind of games pop up. But something about this one part in particular with a Rubik's Cube boss just really did something for me.
Yeah, that is really cool.
I don't know what it is. Like you have to like dodge all these laser grids and, you know, just shoot this massive sponge. I don't know if there's anything actually to it, but it looks cool. I'm kind of down for it. Yeah, that's kind of all I got.
It's another one of those games that like there isn't anything about it that I could point to and be like, this is pushing me away from it, but it's just time and money, man. Those are two valuable resources, and I just don't know if I can dedicate either of them to this. But you know, it would not be one that I will personally be championing, but if it picks up, I will be very happy for it, especially with how many of the games like this we've recently seen fail, and that results in a lot of devs losing their jobs, which always sucks and is not good for the industry as a whole. So I hope it finds an audience. But I will
me too.
Personally need to be convinced some more, I think.
Yeah. Next up we got new Pragmata gameplay.
Yeah,
brother.
this was a weird.
This was.
This is a weird trailer to me. I'm
You
interested in
think?
this game a lot, but I didn't. It was like cool to see outside of the space station because I feel like we've seen a lot of that
Yeah.
so far, but it was like
That was
trying to
kind of
put
my whole thing, is being able to see new environments.
Yeah.
Like, that isn't just the inside of a space station.
I just think that it was seemingly putting more of an emphasis on story and like writing and stuff, and I wasn't super impressed with the writing.
Really?
Yeah, it was like I was an orphan like you, and now it's someone looked after me, and now it's my turn to do that to you. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like a little jaded, but it just felt like a little. I was not emotionally sold on what they were selling me yet, but as a concept, I still think it's like a cool looking game, and I think the combat premise is still really cool. It's Capcom, so like I do think there's a certain bar that we hopefully don't have to worry about it going below. But
Yeah.
it was. I'm interested, and it has a gameplay demo available now that they closed with as well, and I am.
Oh yeah, they did say that. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I will definitely try to check that out as well. But sorry, I feel like I was cutting you off. But you seemed higher.
Oh no
on
no
this.
no 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 no, you're good. Yeah, I'm dude. Because I mean, we were talking about it, whatever. Like on, I guess on the last episode, this is probably my most anticipated game right now that is coming up within the foreseeable future. And it's nice just to see a different landscape. I guess I'm so used to seeing just metal walls everywhere, and now we're in like a relatively dreary city, but with some cool little pops of color here and there. The story stuff kind of does something for me a little bit. I think it looks all right. I don't know. I'm still very high on this game. Very, very high on it. And I'm definitely going to download this demo and play it. I will not be downloading the Switch 2 demo because I heard it was rough.
I didn't even realize that they put one out there too, but
yeah, that was in the partner direct or whatever.
I didn't even watch that thing. I heard how bad it was and I stayed away.
Like the biggest waste of time maybe ever. The closer was Fallout 4, bro.
It's so unfortunate for them to like get it followed up with this that just like wipes the floor.
Oh, dude, yeah. No, like, honestly, it might be a relief for them. They don't even have, like, no one's even gonna worry about it. They're not even gonna think about it.
To be a distant memory, if that.
Yeah. After that, we got more RE9 stuff.
Dude,
cool.
See, this is what I feel like we're flipped here. Like, this is what I am most excited for the next. I say this year. It's coming out in 2 weeks. Yeah. This is a day one. So easy. I don't need to see any more of it. I will say, that
was kind of my thing. Is that I'm also very excited for it. I'm really hyped on it. Feel like we've seen it a lot since whatever June, whenever it got announced.
Yeah, and like
it's a death loop situation almost.
Well, and they closed with him going back to the police station. I'm like, dude, why did you need to tell me that? Like, I feel like I could have just seen that in like the game, and it would have been like a cool like, oh, we're going back. Like I expected it anyway, but like you just really kind of removing all doubt.
You ruined the surprise. Let me live in the game.
Exactly. And maybe that's
it pissed me
my
off.
fault for being too hyper. For watching something like this. Obviously, this is for the hardcore people, but it looks great. I will say, is her name Grace? I always forget.
Grace.
Yeah. Her segment where you see her like the first person section where she's like shooting them as they're going towards her slowly. What I've heard from other people who played previews and from the other footage I have seen, it looked really scary when she was like in these like really narrow hallways and like getting chased by that one big thing, kind of like we've seen in the other ones. But I wasn't as
you couldn't pay me to play this game in first person.
I wasn't.
You could not pay me enough money.
As scared as I thought. Like in that moment, we were seeing like a bunch of the zombies kind of in that one specific segment, and I so far had been really impressed with how actiony Leon stuff looked in third person and how scary her stuff looked in first person. And I really liked that this was kind of like a coming together of those two almost different genres that they've been toying with. So, but I think that's honestly probably more just a result of, again, seeing too much of it out of context. It doesn't really dampen my excitement. I am really, really stoked for this.
Yeah, I'm super pumped. I think it's going to be One of the best games of the year, hands down.
I do need to get a prediction from you.
Okay.
Are the odds that Leon dies by the end of this?
Oh, I don't even want to think about that.
Because I think they're pretty high.
You think?
I think so.
Well, I don't.
It's like we're on.
I'll give you a 20%.
20%.
It's like killing Mario, bro. You can't kill Mario.
Brother, he is not Mario. He is like Waluigi at best, bro. Like people would be upset, Waluigi? But like, I'd be like, no, don't kill my hot boyfriend. No, I don't know.
I think there's a chance it could happen.
It with him like getting older anyway, and then in that one shot you see in the trailer, he has like that weird sort of infection-looking thing on his skin on his hand. But I just feel like,
oh yeah, I guess
a lot of the time when you get this grizzled protagonist that you just keep bringing back over and over, it's like at some point, especially in a franchise like this where he's not the main character, you could go back to Chris or Jill or Claire. Like there are a lot of other characters that they could pull from. I do think he's like probably the most beloved at this point, but
yeah, he's definitely like, I feel like he's the most like prominent. Like he is the poster boy for Resident Evil at this point, I feel.
Yeah. So I don't know, but I think it's at least 50-50. I wouldn't
think 50-50.
Shocked if he goes out here, but especially because then you bring him back later as a zombie, obviously.
Oh, dude, no, I hate it. I hate it. Let's see. Next up,
we had Legacy of Kain Defiance Remastered. It's a lot of words. I never played
for Legacy of Kain, people.
Yeah,
I literally have no prior knowledge. Like I know of the games. I have no experience playing any of these games, so this doesn't do a lot for me. But
they look
I'm happy for Legacy of Kain, people,
especially for the time. And dude, I hope that some franchise I really love gets the attention that this seems to be getting in this remake, with them getting like a photo mode, with them getting a prequel comic that comes with it, like them showing the difference here in the gameplay you're seeing here of like the textures being that modernized, like
drastic.
Yeah, it looks like a really big difference. Good remake with a lot of really cool new features. Like it's a franchise that I don't hear people talk a lot about, but I feel like the people who do are really passionate. And it looks cool.
Yeah, 100%.
It would be like one of those games that if it came to the game collection, whatever the PlayStation Plus version of that is, PlayStation Plus collection, I'd be excited to try it for sure.
Yeah, I would definitely at least give it a shot.
But next up was Brigandine Abyss. You know anything about this?
Oh yeah, no, they got nothing for me on this one.
Looks like this is a tactics game that I think they said the first one was on the PS1, so cool. Cool. I don't really have anything to say about it.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Maybe it's something to check out.
It looks like Fire Emblem, but like somehow more anime.
Somehow, if you can believe it.
Next up, what is this?
We had Dead or Alive 6.
Oh yeah, bro, this got to pop out of me.
I was gonna say, you please lead the charge on this because I don't know. Was Dead or Alive 6 on the PS3 before or PS4? How old is this game? I can't tell.
I don't know. I have not played a new Dead or Alive game in a long time. So I used to play Dead or Alive 2 or 3 on the 360, like way back in the day. Honestly, like thinking about it even more, I think this is actually one of the first fighting games that I ever played without ever really knowing it.
Dead or Alive 6 was released for PlayStation 4 on March 1st, 2019, apparently.
Yeah. So, but then they announced that there's a new Dead or Alive in development. So they're updating Dead or Alive 6 with new characters and stuff, and new something I don't exactly remember. But then they also said that they're just developing like a new Dead or Alive, I think.
Yes.
As well, like at the end.
Yeah. Okay. But what's weird about last round, I guess this definitive edition of that one, they didn't really talk about any of the features, I don't think, for that.
They said it like lightly, like in the So it said new characters and costumes, a photo mode,
Yeah.
bringing back characters previously released as DLC. Okay, so yeah, that's like just definitive edition stuff.
But they didn't mention the netcode.
We plan to release new characters and outfits through future updates.
Because I think the netcode is kind of
launch
a problem.
Free to play version will also be playable,
from what I have heard. And by that I mean,
oh really?
What Maximilian Dude said in the stream as I was watching it after the fact. So I don't know. I would hope that it would also get an update in that department, but it would be kind of weird for them to not say if it was. I think.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
they also probably the most interesting part of it to me is that they did say it's launching simultaneously with both standard and free to play editions. Very weird. I don't think I've ever seen a release like that where you can, at least not on. Obviously, there's like plenty of mobile games like pay to get everything at once or get the free version.
Yeah,
or like
I think it's kind of like a that Dissidia game that came out whatever like 10 years ago at this point. There was a free to play version of that, but it only came with like 5 characters or something. It was basically like a demo. Like you could play it and you could still play it online and all that stuff, but you had very limited like just characters and, you know, customization, whatever kind of stuff was in that game. I don't really know. I played it for about 10 minutes. It was not my cup of tea. I like the one for the PSP way better.
Dude, I love that one.
It's so much fun. But I think you could buy the characters individually on that, but you could also just buy the full version of the game. I don't know. Don't quote me on any of that. I'm totally talking out of my ass. I do not know. So I'm a little confused on it as well. But just the fact that Dead or Alive is alive is really really cool to me. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
I'm down with it.
When do you think we're going to see the new one? Because they didn't even give a year. I don't think.
Oh, dude, they didn't give a year. They didn't give nothing. I mean, like,
which
I think
I would say, as hype as this state of play was, a lot of that going around of things that look really cool, and all it says is in development.
Yeah. I think we're probably 2 or 3 years away for this. Maybe 4, honestly.
4 would be wicked.
4 would be crazy. I think 3 is probably like a safe bet.
Yeah, I can see that.
Next up, dude. Control Resonant. This is my game of the show.
Wow. Okay.
Straight up, this is my game of the show.
Okay.
I am so incredibly wowed by this game. Just like the atmosphere, the mechanic of, I'm going to skip forward a little bit on this, because the whole world just looks Inception-y already. Mm-hmm. And then we go to, I mean, what is it? I never played Gravity Rush, but this is what I imagine Gravity Rush was kind of like.
Gravity Rush, you could like kind of at will rotate like what direction you were shooting yourself at, basically. Whereas this kind of feels like it's like a 90-degree angle way that you can change your direction.
Got it. Okay.
Perspective. So not quite, but like it is. I see the connection. Yeah, I see the vibes that you're seeing.
Yeah, it just looks so amazing, man. Like the vibes of this, like just watching this gameplay, like I can't believe that this is a Remedy game. Like straight up, it does not even it doesn't compute to me that Remedy could make an action game. I think at all like this, like I mean, this just looks like a character action game, with a lot of pizzazz.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to look away from the video. It's like sucking me back in, dude.
I'm so torn on this because Remedy is notorious for making games that I am so interested in, and then I play them, and then I'm like, I don't really like this, I don't think, but I'm so glad it exists. Like you get stuff like the Alan Wake to dance sequence that I still love and think about, in the music and like the in general tone of that game is really cool, but I did not particularly enjoy playing it to the point that it kind of distracted from my experience. And with Control, I really liked the setting and like the combat at first, but I felt like it got a little too I just didn't know. It was one of those games that I felt like was confusing for confusing sake, to the point that I couldn't find enough to latch onto to keep me invested, in a narrative standpoint, and then the gameplay got a little stale for me. But I'm so glad, like I'm so intrigued by these games, and I told myself after Alan Wake 2, I was like, all right, I'm not gonna get remedied again. Okay, I'm so glad these games exist. I respect them, but I just don't think they're for me. And then they go and do this, and it's like, dude,
you're like, man, this is just my kind of game.
Exactly. It's like I am way more interested in a stylish character action game than I would be another third person shooter from them, because I just feel like I've been there, done that, and that's one of the aspects I find the least appealing of those games. So everything about this looks cool. I will say, because they don't have a history with these types of games, I'm curious how in depth the action combat will be. Like, obviously you see him juggling stuff here, but there's a lot of like L3 looking prompts, like finisher almost prompt looking things and stuff like that.
Yeah, it looks a little DMC in a lot of ways.
Dude, no. Okay, everyone hates on that game, dude. I really liked it.
I like DMC
back in the day. But I don't know. I am back in. I had pretty much written this game off.
You're getting remedied.
But
You're
I'm
getting remedied, brother.
again, dude. I just
You're gonna hate
accepted
it.
my fate.
I'm calling it.
I don't think I've never hated them. I platinumed Control, but I did kind of hate myself by the end of it. I didn't hate it.
You did?
I just hated myself because I was like, this is not fun anymore.
Well, yeah, that's why you hated the game, because you platinumed.
Yeah. But dude, the boss designs look super cool. That they kind of tease at the end.
Yeah. Dude, that one boss that's like flying around the city, like shooting all these lasers, like. What is this thing, man? Where is it at?
You got the lady with like the giant face who's like chomping down on the ground and spinning around and stuff, and
yeah,
like the little,
and you're just flying all over the place. Like, it's just so interesting. I just haven't seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Before, like for like this style of game, it is very much piqued my interest to being probably, I mean, besides Pragmata, like my most anticipated at the moment.
Yeah.
That's not coming out within, the next month or two.
Yeah.
And I'm also kind of in a similar situation as you were. Like, I feel like I should really like Remedy games. I really like Control. I did not finish Alan Wake 2. I thought that game was abysmal to play.
Yep.
It did not feel good almost at all.
Yep.
I liked like the investigative part of it.
But even that,
playing as what was her name, like Saga or whatever.
Yeah. It
like,
held your hand so much, man. Like, it was so cool conceptually, but like it just didn't have the depth it needed.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, very hype. That's gonna be a big one for me this year.
They got me again, dude.
For sure.
So annoying.
Next up we have, I don't have anything to say about this game, but this came up and I told Kay, I was like, this is the busiest screen I've ever seen in my life. There's so much going on. I don't even know what game this is.
It's called Crimson Moon. I've
Crimson Moon.
Never heard of the studio behind it. Probably Monsters is what they're called. I didn't have a chance to look them up and see if they've done anything else. It says coming 2026. I think that, like, at its core, the combat actually looks pretty cool, and it looks like a duo, like co-op game where you're running through in the Soul style combat.
Yeah.
I think it could be really fun with a friend, especially if it is built for like just a duo. So many of these multiplayer games we see now, it's like get with the squad, and it's like, obviously that's. But
am I going to get with the squad?
Exactly.
It's
and if it's
like, I'm likely just going to play it single player.
A little more tailored to like just finding one person. I don't think I'm gonna get married to play this with me, but like if I could find like one other person from a gameplay standpoint, I could see this being fun. I will say it is probably the most derivative looking game from a art style and or like design standpoint, which that sounds so mean.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be mean. I'm sure the devs are watching this. Our very popular channel. But dude, it's like one of the guys looks straight up like that guy on the left looks like the Demon Souls mascot. The other one looks like a Diablo character. Like it just looks like fantasy style things that I've seen in a million other games.
Like everything ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I try to be like pretty generous. I mean, as a medium, we have a lot of crossover with, here's the fantasy stuff. Here's the sci-fi stuff. And
yeah.
But man, there was something about this one specifically that I was like, this is just really,
Not for me.
really unfortunately samey. But I will say, from a combat standpoint, looked like it could be fun.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and truthfully, like, over the course of the entire state of play, like, that was one of maybe 5 games that I didn't care about.
Yeah.
You know, most of the time in state of plays, I'm lucky if I find 5 games that I'm like, ooh, yeah, that could be interesting. But it's completely flipped this time, dude. Like, I cannot believe the amount of... I'm going to be hyping up this state of play, like, literally forever.
Well, and for the bar to be there,
cool,
where it's like,
man.
This is a game that, like, I'm not probably going to go out and seek, but if the right circumstances were there, like if it was on a Game Pass or a PlayStation Plus thing, and or it comes with a friend code and a friend reached out to me and was like, hey, you want to try this? I would at least try it. Like, there was enough there that I think, you know, it's worth giving it a shot under the right circumstances, which it's like, yeah, sometimes you couldn't even pay me to play some of the games I see in these things, and I don't think there was a single one of those games in this this presentation. So
yeah, for sure. Next up, little Beasts of Reincarnation. This game doing anything for you? I don't think we've talked about this one before.
No, this was at the Xbox Developer Direct a couple of weeks ago, where we got a really deep dive into it. This is being made by Game Freak and Frictions, I think is the other studio, which I don't know anything about them.
Yeah.
But got a release date. It's August, so that's cool. It was really weird to me that this game was just talked about in much more detail like 2-3 weeks ago, and it just said fall or autumn or whatever, and now we get a release date like 2 weeks later. But I guess it just said
it's
some
a
sort
odd.
of like marketing deal or whatever where they agreed to give that to PlayStation. I don't know. When this game was like first teased at the Game Awards last year, I think it was, I was not super convinced by it, but I really liked what we saw in the Developer Direct. I think the combat looks really snappy. It does look a little menu heavy. But you know,
I'm down with it.
I like it.
I like all the design of everything. I mean, like character design, enemy design, like it's very visually appealing to me, which is crazy because it's a Game Freak game. You know, it's just like, that's not their cup of tea. I'm sure they've got an entirely different team on this than like normal Pokemon stuff. But yeah, this game is definitely doing something for me. I didn't even watch the... I know I need to because I need to know about Fable. But I did not watch the Developer Direct.
That was another really good presentation. And I really enjoyed the style too. It's obviously very different. This is like rapid fire game. Those are like 4 games over like 30-45 minutes, and you get like 10 or so minutes each with them, and it's very humanizing for the devs to get to talk more about them, and they're well presented, so I do suggest checking that out. This I was already sold after watching that. I didn't think this really showed anything really super new other than what I'd seen there, but I will definitely be trying this game out for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Next up is drumroll. Rayman's back, boys. He's back.
That's the Crash Bandicoot theme. I don't know if Rayman has a theme.
Yeah, Rayman's back. I've never played any of these old Rayman games. There was a PS2 Rayman game that was like a 3D platformer that I played a lot of when I was a kid. And then I also played Rayman Legends because I feel like everybody played Rayman Legends. And that game is actually very, very good. So I may hop into this. I don't know. I don't have like a super deep history with Rayman or anything, but at least Ubisoft is acknowledging that he exists in some way.
Yeah, they're pretty. They look cute. I also have no history with them, so I'm glad it exists.
Yep. Mina the Hollower, buddy.
You lead the charge on this one. I know you have been waiting a real long time for this game.
I'm so excited, dude. I'm mainly excited because I have it on my Fantasy Critic and it will actually come out, supposedly, if they don't delay it again. Because they really kind of screwed me last year on the Fantasy Critic, I'm not going to lie. But if it means that we get a little bit more polished of a game, I'm down with it. I saw some people had problems with the demo. They released that demo, whatever, maybe September or August last year, and it was supposed to come out on Halloween. And some people weren't like super hot on the demo. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember seeing some things on Twitter. And yeah, I mean, it still looks great. It looks very good.
Interesting.
I trust Yacht Club with my life.
They close with exclusive PS5 demo available tomorrow, so I wonder if it's a new one then. That
yeah, I feel like it must be, at least in some capacity.
I don't have a ton of nostalgia for this genre, this era of games, and so like I played Shovel Knight and I enjoyed it, but I've not been jonesing for this by any means. But I thought this was a really good trailer. Like this looked like a game that would be really fun to pull up and play on my Steam Deck or my Switch too. And
it's gonna be a perfect portable game.
It's got a lot more depth to it than I expected, so it's on my radar now. So
yeah. Next up,
Neva.
We were literally talking about you when we were recording a reaction. I was like, damn it, Chris is gonna absolutely roast me for not beating this game yet.
I looked over at Mary, I was like, oh, this is the game that made me cry, and then yeah, now I'm gonna cry again because you still haven't finished it, dude. It's dude, it's more Neva, however you pronounce it. Like I was Mary even was like, I thought it was Neva, and they pronounced it Neva. And the way that
we did the same thing.
That's so funny. We had the same conversation. We were just in a different building. Like she screams it in the game, but it's like so I was trying to like say it again.
She sounds like she has like an accent.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I guess it is Neva. Neat, whatever. You know what it is. It's a game that I ranked very high on the Game of the Year, not last year, but the year before. Did not expect this to get DLC whatsoever.
Yeah, not even a little bit.
It looks,
that was a big surprise for me.
Beautiful still. I am curious if that means that it like did really well. You know, I never, obviously it's an indie game, so obviously their metric of success is maybe different, but I'm really glad. This is cool. I will 100% be checking this out.
Yeah.
And it comes out a week from today. It's launching on February 19th. So.
Oh wait, did it? Oh yeah, wow. I completely glossed over that. Yeah. Oh. Wow.
So
good for them. There's a lot of like soon / 2026 in the state of play, dude.
There's like no in between. It's like it's either coming out in the next 3 months or 4 months or whatever, or we have no idea. Like it is not in this calendar year, buddy.
Yeah. Next up is Yako Shinobi Ops.
Thank you for
you got anything on this one?
You know, you said this earlier about I'm trying to remember. I guess it was Control Resonant. This is a very different type of game to say this about, but I was intrigued in this since I've never really seen anything like this. Like the way that it was the stealth very far back with kind of the cone of vision there, and like a mix of almost tactical and action kind of looking gameplay. Maybe this has got some sort of history that I don't know about. I don't know anything if this series has had entries in it before. Not one that I was like blown away by, but again, I thought it looked cool. It's like a interesting looking stealth game. We don't get a lot of stealth games, so I'm glad.
It's like intriguing.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm interested in it. I'm not like jonesing for it or anything, but like, you know, it's one that like if it pops up on, you know, like PS Plus or something, like I'll hop in and like see what it's about. Or if we get another trailer and it's like just a banger. Yeah. But I'm interested but not like sold.
The quick write-up on the PlayStation blog says 4-player online isometric shinobi action sneaks onto PS5 next year in the form of Yako Shinobi Ops. Work together to infiltrate heavily guarded enemy territory, combining your unique ninjutsu abilities to avoid traps, evade soldiers, and escape an ever-present, unstoppable pursuer who threatens to end your run prematurely. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
As a concept, that's cool. I agree.
Yeah.
Gonna need to see how the execution comes together.
Yeah, for sure. Next up this one was a doozy for me and Kayla. This was was it Project Wingless?
Yeah. I was texting our friend Ryan as we were watching through this presentation. I was like, dude, Zaxby's marketing is going crazy. this is really going all in.
It was so crazy because it was like it didn't have me at all, and then the main character pops up, and guys, he is the chicken man. He's literally just a chicken man.
And they don't like it. It's
and
not
me,
played for
Kayla,
jokes.
could not stop laughing.
Yeah, it is played straight. It is very. I mean,
the tone is very serious.
There's some sort of mythology. I mean, because it says it's based off of a book. I think The Bird That Drinks Tears or something like that.
Yeah.
So, not to be insensitive, you know, if this is something culturally really
right, of course,
thing, but
of course,
it is. Some more context would have maybe been helpful, I think.
Yeah, for those of us who don't know anything about it, yeah. if I take it at face value, it's a chicken with two swords, and it's sick.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it honestly, if it were any other like main character, you know, if it was just like a dude, this game probably would not have stuck in my mind as much as it did.
Yeah,
but. You know, now with that being your control, because it almost looks like a Warriors like a Dynasty Warriors like in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out
like,
what. Honestly, this was one of the games I liked the least, and that was mostly because it just really was giving me Black Myth Wukong vibes.
Yes, that's exactly really what I was thinking the whole time.
Mixed with a Dynasty Warriors element, which is not a series I am super in love with, but I don't want to water it down because it could be there are plenty of other games that are action games with a similar combat style, but it does look like kind of a combination of things. I'm not sold on this one personally, but it is unique.
Yeah, me neither.
No denying that.
And I don't think there was a date on that one. I think it just said now in development.
Yeah,
so that will be a Wukong, out in 8 years thing.
It'll blow people away, maybe.
Probably.
And I'll seem like a crazy person.
It'll be nominated for Game of the Year.
Against something that I really
love. What was this? This is Star Wars
Galactic Racer.
Galactic Racer?
Man, have some respect on the name.
This looks awesome, man.
Dude.
Like,
when this was announced, again, I think at the Game Awards last year.
Yeah, it was announced at Game Awards.
Don't think I could have cared any less, respectfully. But the presentation on this is way slicker than I thought it would be.
Yep.
A lot of cool variety in the areas. And it looks, the price point is going to make or break this one for me. If this is like a
100% agree
experience, I'm out. But if this is like 20 or 30, I could be convinced.
Oh, yeah, no, you can hang that up. This is 40 minimum.
I think 40 is probably more realistic, but I was impressed in a way that I didn't think I would be. By this, it looks like it's got some really slick presentation, and like the racing could actually be pretty fun.
Yeah, it looks solid. I mean, we've played a lot of racing games in the past year.
Coming in a perfect time.
Well, I mean, yeah. Next up, it's more 007 First Light. It's a Deathloop thing. I'm kind of overseeing this game. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yep.
I truthfully don't have much interest in it, except that Lenny Kravitz is in it, and I do kind of like Lenny Kravitz. But that's about it. And I guess the only other like thing that I have with it is that the dude playing James Bond plays young Dexter in the prequel show. So that's kind of my other like maybe. But I don't know. I've never really liked the Hitman games, and that's also just on. That's also I know that's just on me. I'm not like a big like stealth dude or like anything like that. This looks a little less on the like Hitman stealthy side. It looks a little bit more actiony, or I mean a good bit more actiony, truthfully. But I mean maybe this will be a wait and see how reviews are, and maybe I'll hop into it kind of deal.
100%. I agree that we've probably seen it too much, but it's also one of those rare cases where I think they have gotten to a point where they need to show it more because it really kind of had a negative, I don't want to say connotation, but it seems like it had an uphill battle. I don't think some of its early showings were that good. And I think this was its best showing so far by a pretty wide margin.
Yeah.
This is just my own personal bias because I really like these games, and I know that they are also inspired by other games like Tomb Raiders, but it is really giving just Uncharted on a slightly smaller budget with slightly less polish to me. A
Yeah,
lot
I
of
can maybe see
instances.
that.
There's literally a scene where he's falling out of a plane that looks just like it does in Uncharted 3.
Yeah.
It's he's not as charming of a character as Nathan Drake for me. Obviously, I think we're a little young for the Bond era. Like we obviously grew up on like the Daniel Craig movies, but like
yeah, and I love those Daniel Craig movies.
Yeah,
I really do like those movies a lot.
They're good. I just don't feel like people treat Bond like he's a cultural touchstone, and I never felt like he was quite that big for me at least as like a cultural,
at least for us. Yeah.
I think this was his best showing so far, and I am a little more optimistic after seeing it, but I am also a wait and see kind of guy on reviews with this one.
Yep, for sure. And then we've got the Konami Power Hour, dude.
Like a third of the show, bro.
Guys. What in the hell, man? I could not have seen this coming for anything. Not at all on my bingo card.
They're in the comeback
era. Was us getting Metal Gear Solid Collection Volume 2.
Which comes with Metal Gear Solid
that maybe could have been.
And Peace Walker, the PS3.
Yeah.
The game that has been locked to the PS3 since it was made, and Peace Walker, the PSP game, which has been ported a couple of times, I think. But for notoriously probably one of the least revered ones, but the one that is probably most demanded for being remade or, ported in some way because it's just been stuck on the PS3 for so long.
Trapped. Yeah. And then, I mean, this gives me a reason to actually play, because I was going to play Volume 1 of the collection, but I wanted to wait and see what was in this Volume 2 before I did it, because if it was just going to be 4 and 5 or something like that, count me out. I've heard Greg Miller sing the praises of Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker for like 8 years of my life, dude. And I just wanted to be able to play that. So they might have gotten me in on this a little bit. I'm excited to maybe be a Metal Gear Solid boy. I'd like to at least give it a shot.
It's such a commitment, but it is obviously so integral to gaming history that it feels like something I have to at least try. So
yeah,
I am really glad that they are finally all going to be available again easily in one place. So
yep. And then that into
an update for the first Metal Gear Solid collection, just like higher graphics and stuff, which they then segued into a new trailer for Darwin's Paradox.
I'm so excited, Chris. I don't think you know how excited I am for this game.
Which is like this was very quirky, like 2D platformer, I guess. But it's not even just 2D. What is this game, Andrew?
Beats me, dude. Cute octopus. He just runs around and he does cute things and he camouflages into environments, and that's all I've got. That's all I've got. They really have not shown me like a ton on this game.
Like it is primarily
this is literally the second trailer that we've gotten.
Yeah, it is primarily a 2D platformer, I think.
But yeah.
One that does a lot with environmental storytelling, it looks like, on the background. A lot of things moving in the foreground and background towards you. I guess the paradox is supposed to be that he's this kind of conflicting with the things around him, whether it's like him being this octopus squid thing versus all these mechanical... I don't know. I don't know what this game is about, but it does look like a very charming 2D platformer that somehow they tried to connect in with Metal Gear, and the connection wasn't super clear to me, other than there's also some metal robots in this game.
Well, yeah, it looked like that was like the demo.
Yeah.
I think they said there was like a demo releasing today or something, or tomorrow. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. Yeah. Which will be like the Metal Gear Solid thing, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And I'm hyped for it. Sorry. Before I get to the Castlevania in the room. Cause bro, Castlevania is back.
Castlevania's back.
Sorry, I'm gonna get to the Castlevania in the room. The Castlevania is back. This is like maybe the surprise of the show for me.
The way you said, bro, before we do this, I was like, oh, are we doing a cut real quick? No, you were just that excited for Castlevania. I was so confused. I was like, please don't tell me our recording just got eaten or something. Yeah, this was...
No, we're good.
Dude, the minute they said, like, we were impressed with how much Konami had to show, I was like, we're getting Castlevania. Like, there's no way. There's no way we don't. And they delivered.
I can't believe it, dude. I cannot believe that Konami is back in the way that they are right now. Straight up.
And it's really cool that was it Motion Cell, the developers of, or Motion Twin, the developers of Dead Cell, have like clearly got this really good relationship going with them at this point, where they're just getting to do all of the not all of, but a lot of the content for them. They did the Castlevania DLC in Dead Cells, and now they're credited as one of the teams behind this new Castlevania game. So they obviously have a really good pedigree.
Yeah. This is the first Castlevania game, and I looked it up once we got done, since like 2014 was the last Castlevania game that we got.
Crazy.
And it was on the 360, and I'm pretty sure it was not a good one.
No, okay. All right. Be careful, because there's Lords of Shadow, and then that one was like a God of War clone on like the PS3. And that one actually, I think, was really good. I remember when I was working at GameStop, I rented it. And I played a good bit of it. I didn't get to finish it. And I was like, this is pretty fun. The follow-up to that one, I think, was the last one. I don't remember what that one was called.
I think it was just Lords of Shadow 2.
Yeah, it was not as well regarded, unfortunately. I will say, I'm not going to spoil it. If you're never going to play those games, you need to look up the ending and see what they were working towards, what they were going to try and turn that into, because it's wild, bro. It's very interesting. But yeah, those to be the last games, and they weren't even the traditional 2D ones, and then to be going to this is pretty nuts.
Yeah, I'm just so glad that cool. Like, yeah, art style was cool, combat looks fine. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm like the biggest Castlevania fan of all time, right? Yeah. Like, I've played some here and there. I've played a little bit of Symphony of the Night. I never beat it. I've never beat a Castlevania game. Now that I think about it, I played a little bit of Aria of Sorrow. Like, I've seen bits and pieces here and there throughout just the course of my life, but it's always been present, you know. And then to not get one for 12 years, and then all of a sudden it's just back. It's just such a cool moment.
Well, it's obviously really so many of the other games that we do love, and it's a franchise that I think if it had been more relevant in our prime, you know, then I think that it would have really stuck with us, both knowing our styles and preferences. So I hope this is an opportunity for it to kind of pick back up, because like I've always been super interested from a narrative standpoint, from an aesthetic standpoint. Everything about it has the potential to be really cool. There just haven't been any good entry points for the last, like you said, 15 years or whatever. So
yeah,
I hope this is exactly the turnaround for them, because it looks like it has a lot of potential.
Yep. I'm very, very stoked for that. And I think it said 2026 on that.
Yes. Yeah, no date, but the year is this year.
Yeah. So big deal. Big deal. New Silent Hill. Silent Hill Townfall? Redfall?
Nope, they would definitely want to stay away from that. What was it? It was Silent Hill Townfall, yes.
The Townfall, okay.
Which, it was very esoteric. It looks like, I need to see some footage again, but I know there at least was, maybe it was all the third player stuff was cutscenes, but definitely first person gameplay as well, if not only, and the rest were all cutscenes. So a change in perspective from Silent Hill F, the last game, and it's being done in tandem with Annapurna, which is really interesting.
That threw me.
I'm like, does that mean that this is going to be more of a narrative based? I mean, obviously the narrative is always hugely important to these games, but that feels like, not that they just make narrative based games, but that is kind of what I feel like they made their name with, making those types of games. So
yeah, it looks cool. It looks cool. I still have yet to play any of these Silent Hill games that they've come out with over the past couple of years. I have Silent Hill 2 still in the plastic over there. I really need to break that thing out. But it looks good. It looks good. And I mean, all of these Silent Hill games that they've released have reviewed very well. And, you know, people seem to really, really like them. So I think I need to give those two a shot and really give this one a fair chance.
I played 2 over the break, and it was really weird and tough to stick with at times. But by the end, I was glad I did, because it gave me a lot to think about. It was one of those, it's kind of like a movie, like when some of those indie movies are like heady, you know, Oscar baity movies, that it's like,
yeah,
not always something that you enjoy that you're experiencing the whole way through, but it stuck with me in a way that so many things don't sometimes. So I really appreciate it for that. And I think that's kind of the general consensus for a lot of these. But yeah, also 2026 release year, but no date.
Yeah. Super cool. Super cool. Lots of 2026. Next up we've got, could not tell you the name of this game.
Of course you can, Andrew. It's called Rev. Noir.
Yeah, that's right. I could have pulled that one out. So if you gave me 5 minutes, maybe could have got there.
This trailer started, and like I said, I was texting Ryan. I said, bro, this is the wrong video game about light and darkness. Okay, this is not what we're here for. What did you think of this?
I don't know, man. I feel like I've seen 100 games that are like at least semi-similar to this. It gives me a little more Xenoblade than a lot of other things that I have seen like this, but I don't know. The combat actually looks pretty cool, and it's all right. I don't know. I'm not like super up on it or anything, but it's fine.
In the dev talk, they were like taking pride in kind of leaning into some traditional JRPG tropes, which is an interesting approach to take, like kind of trying to stand on the backs of other games but do something new. I think just the fact that it is a new JRPG, like in a new IP, especially coming from a studio like Konami that feels like they've been asleep at the wheel for so long, is cool. I mean,
yeah,
so many of these JRPG franchises are so long running now, and like obviously you can jump in, but for the sake of the genre, it would be cool if this was something that did end up impressing and doing well and gave us another option. But you know, it seems,
if this comes out and it's sick, then cool, another Konami W. You know, I'm so down for the Konami is back train.
Yeah.
So if this comes out and everyone's like, story's sick, combat's sick, this is like the premier action JRPG right now, I'll hop in. I got no problem.
It does have to prove itself. At this point, I will say it seems a little derivative. But
yeah,
it could be cool. Like, it's got some nice visual fidelity. I'll say that.
Yeah, 100%. Digging it.
That was the end of the Konami block.
Yeah. So that was, I mean, dude, like, just looking at this slate, it's like new Castlevania, Silent Hill. We're bringing Metal Gear Solid 4 and Peace Walker, my funny little silly octopus game, and a new action JRPG. Like, super sick.
Range.
And
she's got the range.
And 4 of these games out this year.
Yeah.
Like, the output is just unreal right now. After radio silence for
a very long
we're out
time.
Here making skateboards and Plinko machines, and now we're actually like a real studio again. It's just it's such a weird come up for them, but I'm about it. Yeah. I'm super about it.
Next up, dude, I hope this game is good. So bad. I saw the Continental.
I'm trying to remember what this is.
This is John Wick, my boy.
Oh yeah.
This is as soon as I saw the Continental, I was like, this is John Wick. This is John Wick. And it's so cool they got Keanu's likeness. Really cool action trailer here. You know, I feel so bad for Bithell Games, you know, the indie studio that made a tactical indie John Wick game a couple years ago.
Like John Wick Hex or like something like that.
Yeah, and everyone's like, dude, I want a John Wick game so bad. And like, I know that's not everyone's cup of tea. I'm like, I haven't played it. I don't know if it's good or not, but I listen to Mike Bithell on podcasts, and I've liked some of his other stuff. So like, I feel bad. This is clearly more in the style of games that people think of when they think of John Wick.
Yeah,
it's made by Saber, which is an interesting company. I feel like have a pretty
interesting
mixed reception for some of their stuff in the past. So I hope they can pull it all together. But
yeah, it was not at all the the name I expected to pop up for this one.
I wanted it to be Slow Collapse so bad. The people behind Sifu, I was like, oh
yeah, dude, oh my god.
But
that would be incredible.
We didn't see much.
You're gonna kill me. I've never seen a John Wick movie. I know it's like a sin.
Yeah, no, I watched it for the first time. I like binged 1 through 3 before 4 came out, which was only like 2 years ago, whatever, a year ago, even.
Oh, okay.
So I was late to the train.
Oh, yeah.
But they're very good. They're really, really good.
Yeah. This looks cool. I'm super in. I need like a fast paced single player game like this. Like I play a lot of slow games that are really slow burns and then get really, really good like in the last, I don't know, like 25% of the game. Like I need something that starts up, I'm in there, and I'm just murking people for hours.
I think you're gonna get it.
Give me a good like 10-hour John Wick game. That's what I want.
I think you will probably get it in the year 2028 at the earliest, because we didn't get any info in it.
Did we not get a date?
No, I didn't have a year.
Oh, no, we didn't get a date. Oh, it just says be seeing you. Oh, no. Okay.
Yep. Don't hold your
breath. Next up, Marathon.
What an interesting game.
We've seen it a few times now, and I don't know how to feel about this game. Like I really don't know how to feel about it. I think aesthetically it looks very cool. I like, you know, just the style of the world. But it's an extraction shooter, and that's not really my cup of tea.
Yep.
And I know that people did not like this beta last year whenever it came out. And I didn't listen to the people and still put it on my Fantasy Critic anyways and got screwed over. So screw you, Bungie. You're on my shit list.
Can't come back to that.
But I mean, yeah. But if it's free to play,
it's not.
I will hop in. I know it's not free to play. It's $40, right? Yeah. So
Server Slam's probably
it's a
free.
maybe.
That's happening February 26th through March 2nd. It's like right up to launch.
Yeah. So maybe I'll give it a shot. I have a very good history with Bungie. I love Halo 1 through 3. Like a lot. Those are like genuinely some of my favorite games of all time. And I wasn't like a big Destiny guy or anything, but I felt like the gunplay in those games felt really good. Destiny 2 has one of the most visually stunning moments of any video game I've ever seen, in its like solo campaign. So I don't know. I feel like me and Bungie have a pretty good track record, so I'm down to at least give it a chance, especially if it's on PC. I would love to play this on PC.
Yeah, I think
it is right.
Yeah.
So I'll give it a shot.
I don't know, man. It's like if I didn't already know it was an extraction shooter before I'd seen this, I would have watched this trailer and been like, oh, it looks like a cool, you know, multiplayer team deathmatch shooter or something. I don't know. Like, it didn't really tell me anything about it. I think it was trying to sell me on the vibes, and the vibes were good. It's cool. It does look very cool. But even that, I know there was like some controversy about them potentially using assets from at least in some aspects from an artist that hadn't been credited and things like that. And I think that's all been cleared up since then. But it's just
Oh, really?
This
I didn't
game
hear
has
about
got
that.
such an uphill battle, man. Of like people, like you said, not really liking the last iteration of it that was released, and like we said earlier, you know, these multiplayer games, you get Concord that's out for less than a week or 10 days or whatever it was before it gets shut down. We just had High Guard that was, you know, the closer at the Game Awards, free, had over 100,000 or like 95,000 something players on Steam, and now this week have said they've laid off a good chunk of their dev team, and that game hasn't even out a month. It's like these games are just so competitive for your time. Like there's just such a high bar for success, it feels like. Um,
Yeah.
that it's already a barrier to entry to ask someone to play these games, you know, to find people to play these games with, because that's clearly how they're meant to be played. And then you're telling people they have to invest in something that may be gone in a week, you know. And obviously with Concord, they got refunds and things like that, but I don't know, man.
Dude,
It just has to be something that really takes the world by storm if it's going to be one of these types of games for me to have faith in it. And that has not been the journey up to this point. I do think this was a good trailer for it, and you know, maybe I will also hop into the server slam just to see, because I know it'll feel good. Like you said, Bungie games always feel good. I don't think they've lost that, but I'm also not a big extraction shooter guy, and it doesn't seem like the world is unless it's Arc Raiders. So
people are big on the Arc Raiders right now, dude. I mean, this could be, you know, Arc Raiders' #1 competitor right here.
I would be happy to
but
see
you never
it,
know,
because at least this game doesn't seemingly use AI like Arc Raiders does, you know. So
yeah.
I would.
But it could also come out and then, you know, like you said, be gone in a month. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, it's just, it's so hard to get into this market, and I think we're gonna see a, I don't want to say like a steady decline, but I think that over the years, I think people might start to learn their lesson a little bit, that maybe this market is a little bit too competitive and people are really stuck in their ways with their shooters and their live service games, you know, especially with the people who have put thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars into whatever live service game they're currently playing that's already popular and already has basically guaranteed support until the day that they die. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like
how do you
it's not like
I would say
it's not like Fortnite's going away anytime soon, you know. Like that game is going to be around forever. Like forever. I can't even imagine or fathom a moment where that game will not be available to play and have a large like player base. I just can't see it. And with how long it's been out and how much money people have put into it, you know, people aren't just going to give that up for the next $40 extraction shooter. So let's see how it goes.
We'll see, man.
I don't know.
Wishing them the best.
Maybe it's different with it being Bungie. That's the only other thing that I could think, is that whenever you have a reputation like you've got, that maybe you have a better chance than everybody else. But then again, High Guard was, you know, the Titanfall 2 team.
Yeah. No, I
you know, parts of it.
I think it completely depends on if they can get some clips that go viral of this when it has its server slam. Because that feels like that's the only thing that made Arc Raiders stand out, was that for whatever reason, it got popular on the algorithm. The algorithm picked it up, and then people heard about it. You know, same thing with like a Helldivers 2. You know, I was seeing so many clips of it. You know, is it a chicken the egg sort of thing? Like, did the clips come first and then everyone started playing it, or do people hear about it before? I think it's mostly you get the hardcore people who hear about it first, then buy in, and then they get those moments that they can then spread to the whole world or whatever.
Yeah.
So you do have to have both, but how do you manufacture something like that, man? I don't know. It's don't envy them.
Tough. Super tough. I don't know how those people do it, but good luck. I hope that it's great, and I hope it comes out and it's awesome, and I hope that you get 100,000 players in your first week, and I hope it stays 100,000 players, and everybody enjoys their time, and it doesn't get shut down.
Yeah.
Next up,
we had the PlayStation Plus block. They were talking about some games that are coming. It's like a Tekken game. Spider-Man 2. If you haven't already played that, I think it's PS Plus Extra.
This Tekken game is sick. This is a PSP Tekken game.
Dude, the music
like
that was
so
playing
cool.
through it, I was like, okay.
Tekken music is so good, dude. Tekken's got probably my favorite fighting game soundtrack.
Wow. I'm gonna take you for a ride.
And then oh yeah, that's true. That's a banger. Time Crisis.
Yeah.
With like
gyroscope?
the old light gun game.
Like controls.
With gyroscope controls for your PlayStation control. I can't believe that somebody took the time to do that. It's so cool.
That's the only way I would
It's cool
play
for
that game.
people who like it's cool for people who like grew up with Time Crisis and really like it. I never played it, but I've always like known about it. But yeah, just really interesting. I was not expecting them to like make a significant upgrade to that game.
Yeah. They did announce
Big Walk.
Yeah, Big Walk is coming
to
PlayStation Plus as well whenever it comes out. Another one of those friend slop games, as people call them.
Yeah.
I don't really know what you do.
I'm in on this one.
You just kind of hang out, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like there's like I think I said there's like some big world where you go around and like solve little puzzles with your friends and stuff. And I don't know. I'm normally not big on these kinds of games. I haven't played one probably at all. I played Lethal Company like one time and I wasn't really feeling it, but that one's pretty cool. And House is that
This is the Untitled Goose Game devs.
I was gonna say, is that Untitled Goose Game people? Yeah. So I could give it a shot. I might mess around with a little. I don't even know what you would call those things. Are they birds? Are they people?
Some type of birds, I guess. But yeah, I mean, with it being on PS Plus, if someone asked me, I'd be like, yeah, I'll hop on this for a night.
Yeah. And then I think this is where we start getting into the bigger stuff just a little bit. We get new Saros gameplay.
They sandwiched us a Sony sandwich where it started and ended with the first party or second. I think Kena is technically second party because they're not owned by PlayStation, but PlayStation I think is publishing it. But these are all Sony first party games that we have here on out. So yeah, dude, Saros looks so sick, man. It continues
to look amazing.
Yeah, I mean, some quality of life stuff they were talking about here that I think will make me like this even more than Returnal. The fact that you can just go to the biome that you last went to or whatever. You don't have to do the same stuff over and over again. That's the part of roguelikes that can really get boring for me. And I think that's super cool. The difficulty modifiers seems like you can really mess with your personal experience here. They have permanent progression, all that stuff. They just highlighted a lot of system stuff really more than anything else here. They really haven't touched on the story very much, I don't think, which is fine. I can see that in the game. But not that I remember a ton of the story from Returnal. Like, I remember bits and pieces, but like it does have one of the coolest story moments in a game like this that I've ever seen. So I do have high hopes for the story of this. Obviously, Raul Cooley's a cool actor. But
all of this menuing stuff is so cool. By the way, like selecting like a balance of you can. I didn't exactly catch all of what that part was, but it was like you choose stuff to like make your run harder, but also stuff to make it easier. And then, but it has to be in this like balance zone. You can't have it like too hard or like too easy or something like that.
Yeah, super cool. That's very unique. I think.
Really cool. Yeah.
The other big thing they talked about was the Eclipse, which is this item you can find presumably in each biome that changes. They call it an escalation of gameplay, audio, and visuals, where like the world changes colors and presumably all these other effects, and it'll affect your weapons and stuff like that too. Yeah, dude, I liked Returnal. I felt some of the difficulty spikes in it were a little punishing, and we've been over there a million times how I feel about roguelikes. They're hit or miss for me, but like I didn't like it at its core. This looks even more up my alley personally, from a gameplay standpoint. It just looks a little bit snappier, and a little bit more quality of life. I don't want to say accessible. I mean, maybe accessible, but everything I've seen so far looks really cool.
Yeah, this game has wowed me every single time that they've shown it. I'm extremely excited for it. Returnal is probably in my top 5 PS5 games, or at least like exclusives. So yeah, I'm super pumped on this. I'm super pumped. This is definitely. I mean, and this comes out soon, right? This comes out within like next couple months. Yeah, April 28th. So like, it's pretty much right around the corner. Very, very, very excited for that one. And then
and we got
okay. So right after the Saurus thing, I was like, all right, give me one more announcement. Thinking it would be like FF7, thinking it would be Kingdom Hearts or something like that. Did not pick up on the fact that this was a new Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls trailer. Just saw anime and went, okay, can I get one more after this one?
I didn't recognize the first character, and I wasn't looking that closely at like the title, but then I saw Gladiator.
But then it was Gladiator. I was like, okay, we're back.
Okay, give me, because I really want to see what the story mode is going to be like for this.
Yeah,
they still weren't clear on. They called it like episodes. So I don't know if it's going to be like a traditional. Not like seemingly not like a Marvel vs. Capcom like or a Mortal Kombat where you're playing through a story and then you interject a fight here or there. It's like it seems like it's just gonna be a bunch of cinematics, honestly.
Yeah,
it's still cool. Yeah, we're bearing the lead here. We got 2 new characters.
Oh yeah, sorry.
20. They did confirm the final roster for this game is 20. Not enough. Not nearly enough for this game.
Not enough for a 4v4 tag fighter. Sorry, guys.
But we did get 3 new fighters actually in this. We got
3 new fighters. Yeah, so we got Magic.
Hallelujah, dude. He looks so good. He says
oh,
you're
dude,
cooked.
Wolverine.
He says you're cooked. He's gonna be my main, bro. Him, Magic, and Danger, which is like the Danger Room come to life. It's just
Is that what that is?
Yeah, like she is literally like the X-Men training Danger Room, but like
that's crazy. Okay, I didn't even make that correlation in my head.
Very
she popped up. I looked at Kayla, I was like, do you know who this is? She was like, I was like, I ain't never heard of this girl. What is going on?
What a bizarre like her over like a Magneto, bro, or like I don't know any of the other X-Men that we saw stranded in stage limbo in the background. You know, like weird choice.
A really odd pick. I respect it though. I like when fighting games get weird, man. Like, dude,
just
in MVC3 we've got Shuma Gorath, dude. Like, who looks at the cast of Marvel characters and says, "Yo, we gotta get the eyeball with tentacles up in here real quick."
Yeah,
like I love those weird picks.
If it was a bigger roster, I would be more forgiving. And she still looks cool. The other problem is like she looks like a zoner, which is just not my place. Like setting up all those.
That was my problem.
I was like, dude, I'm not gonna play you anyway. But the other thing that they seemingly teased here was, it seems like there's a new gameplay mechanic where if you have these teams that are comprised mostly of like that criteria, so like in this case all the X-Men, then you get this super duper move or whatever. So that is a cool incentive to make you actually want to build.
Kind of like some Marvel Rivals stuff a little bit.
Yeah. So that's cool. But and we got a release date for this one, August 6th or something.
August
like that.
6th.
Yeah, August 6th, 2026.
Yeah.
So
looks good. I hope I like it better than when we played the beta.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. After the beta, I was not super up on this game. Something about it just felt off to me. But in my head, like it shouldn't. Like it's an ArcSys game. Like I haven't played an ArcSys game that I didn't like. you know, so I feel like it could just be a me not understanding the mechanics of the game problem and not a them problem. So I'm gonna give this game a shot, like pretty much no matter what. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, we still have 4 more characters to get announced, right? No, we should have
like
8 more.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like 8. Yeah, no, I'm in the same exact boat. I was insanely hyped for this game at release, at announcement, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they killed some of their own momentum with how long they've taken to give us new information. You know, we still just don't know many stages, and we still don't have that many characters. And now that we know the roster's only 20, that also kind of hurts my excitement for it. But also, and like you, I did not love how it felt in the beta, but it's also one of those fighting games. Like fighting games, I feel like, for me personally, preview some of the worst unless it has like an environment where I can sit down and actually lab stuff, which most of these betas don't, you know? And so I'm going to try it regardless. Like you said, I still think the style is awesome, and I am hopeful that it will do well. Because my heart just can't take another Marvel fighting game not doing well, so I refuse to accept that's a reality we can live in. So I'm going to try it out, but Wolverine cool.
And if it does come out and it's not great, then I mean, dude, it's Arxis. Like they fix games a lot. They're good. They're very good at fixing their games. Guilty Gear Strive 2.0 is coming out soon, I think, and it's gonna fix a lot of stuff about the game supposedly and make a lot of people happy. And just like rework a bunch of stuff to make it a little bit fresher. So I have full faith in them. I think they're gonna kill it with this one.
We'll cross our fingers. I'm just glad it has a release date, because when it wasn't at Evo, it was announced it wasn't going to be at Evo, and all we had was 2026, and we had gotten as little information as we did. I was like, this is a brewing storm here. This is not a good look.
You notice how it's right after Evo too? Evo's in July.
Yep, I thought about that. I was like,
just like we don't even want to mess with it.
They clearly just did not want to be at Evo, but they couldn't have it come out.
Yeah.
And then like it would be a bad look, I feel like, for it to be out and not be at Evo, even if it had only been out like a week or something, you know. So
yeah,
whatever.
Yep, exactly.
Then we wrapped up visiting our friends at Sony Santa Monica.
What a surprise, dude.
We got a wild announcement of not 1, not 2, but 3 games being remade. And they are the original God of War Greek trilogy.
I can't believe it.
Nuts, dude. Did not think this.
And this is coming from someone who has not played these games. So this is going to be the first time that I experience them. Because now that I know that this is coming, I'm not playing the OGs. Sorry, I'm gonna wait for these. Even though it sounds like they're a good ways out.
Yeah,
a really good ways out.
Here's the one.
I can't believe that this is what Santa Monica's been cooking.
I'm gonna do my one negative Nancy thing real quick, right? Just real quick, get out of the way, because I am very excited about this. I really do hope this is another team, and this isn't all Sony Santa Monica has been doing, because I want them to. It doesn't feel like that the Norse saga is like fully over, at least not like those iteration of those characters. Maybe Kratos' story is kind of finished, but it certainly doesn't end with a level of finality that I would think if they didn't plan on doing more with it. And just in general, I would love to see them. I love God of War; it's one of my favorite franchises. But I would love to see them do something different too, because I know they've tried for. There's that rumored sci-fi game that I think they were working on for a long time. And I just also can't imagine Cory Barlog as a creative. They didn't say anything about who specifically are working on the remakes. I would be shocked if he had decided to go back to these after, putting all the energy he did into the new ones. So like they must still be doing something else.
Yeah.
And I'm hopeful they are. In the weird scenario that they aren't, and this is all they're making, that's disappointing. That being said, I'm stoked out of my mind for this, because these 3 games are so good. I think they still hold up from a gameplay standpoint. They are just some of the best action games there is out there, with like, there are elements of them that don't hold up as far as, some of the mini games and stuff like that. But, I am really excited. And it was just cool to see it presented with the personality that it was, because they announced that the original Kratos voice actor is coming back. What's his name?
TC Carson.
Yes, yeah. And dude, he was so funny in his little interstitial they had for between
he's
the announcement of
hilarious.
the remakes and then the final announcement. He clearly is so excited to be back. And I love Christopher Judge. I think he's a fantastic Kratos. But I liked what what TC did with the original version as well. So I'm glad that he's also getting his flowers. But it is an interesting line to draw in the sand. Be like, all right, if he's from this era, he sounds like this, and if he's from this era, he sounds like this. But it is cool. We're not getting these games. Like, this is like a 2028 thing, probably still too. I mean, he even says,
this is a PS6 game. This is honestly, man, PS6 launch.
That would be pretty crazy.
Launch titles
would be pretty crazy.
Either that,
I'd be excited for that. I'd be even more excited for that.
I was thinking this earlier today whenever I was trying to think of like my predictions for what was going to happen, knowing that the state of play was over an hour long, and I was like, dude, what if Bloodborne? And then I was like, no, because Bloodborne remake is definitely a PS6 launch title.
I don't know that thing even exists.
Just like Demon Souls.
I don't think that game even exists, but maybe. It ain't PS5, I'll tell you that.
No, definitely a PS5. Maybe I'm a little too optimistic on launch windows. I think I've now been burned by Nintendo, so now any launch of any console could just suck. And I
what are you gonna learn, man?
Just because my expectations are always too high. I'm a dreamer, okay?
It's beautiful. Please don't learn. I want you to keep that light in your eyes. Which is exactly what I had in my eyes when we got the final announcement of the much rumored and or leaked and or discussed God of War Sons of what is it called? Sons of Sparta. Yeah.
Sons of Sparta.
A 2D pixel art God of War prequel to the trilogy, to the Greek trilogy. So we're going all the way back. We already had prequels, but now we're going even further back to when he was just a teenage boy Spartan, it looks like.
A lad.
And what if I told you, Andrew, this game is already out, and it came out about 3 hours ago when the State of Play announced it?
Kind of crazy.
Nuts.
Kind of crazy.
Absolutely nuts. Crazy stuff. What if I told you that I played it in the hour between when
did you actually
ended and when we started recording this? I did. I played this for like 30-45 minutes.
How was it?
It's cool. It was so funny because Mare was like down here, and I was like, when we first saw the God of War logo pop up for the remakes, and we didn't know what it was going to be. I was like, she's on her phone, so I was like, "Can you turn that down, please? I gotta hear what this is. God of War. I need to see what's happening." And so like she knew I was freaking out over God of War, and she saw me download this. And when I started, she was like, "That does not look like the other God of War." And I was like, "Yeah, no, they wouldn't. They would not just drop the new God of War and like sequel to the other ones on the same day." She's like, "I was thinking that was a weird marketing decision." So like, I do think it's important to go in with your expectations set that this is, as I said, a passion project. You know, a 2.5D, whatever you want to call it, Metroidvania. Which of course means at the beginning, like, I don't really have anything. The moveset is very basic. All I can really give impressions of is like vibes, and it's got an interesting combat system where like you have your basic attacks that do more damage, and then you have these spirit attacks that cost meter and do less damage but do more stun. But when you hit them with them, that's how you get your green health orbs to heal back up. So there's like these systems at play that I can already see. The first area is pretty straightforward, but then you go to like kind of the main hub, like Sparta or whatever, and that's surprisingly big for, opening area. I'm sure I'll talk more about it, but I will say the music really cool. It's like mostly orchestral, like standard God of Warfare, but like in some moments you can hear kind of it being echoed in like an 8-bit style and stuff like that. So that's super cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Visually, it's this interesting. It's a very smooth pixel art, and I guess like a high, not like an HD 2D kind of thing, and that it is not in the way that we think of like the Dragon Quest or the Octopath Travelers. It's like less pixelated than that, but it is still derezzed. Like when you load it up, it's like you got the Sony Santa Monica logo, and then it transitions into like from this high fidelity version to like a pixely one.
You just Tron Legacy me right now?
Yeah, exactly. I derez you. I derez you.
You said derez, dude. I just hear the bleeps and the bloops in my head. The intrusive thoughts won.
Oh man. But
got Jared Leto on the brain. Sorry.
You need to go to a doctor. That's
yeah,
good.
I really do. God, this is not okay. But, yeah, I think it looks. I don't know, man. I'm gonna sound like a hater because I am all for this type of game. I love my 2D Metroidvanias. The only thing that made that announcement exciting was that it was a shadow drop for me. I feel like for maximum Andrew pop, I feel like the announcement should have been switched. I feel like we should have maybe started with Sons of Sparta and then ended on the 1-2-3 remake. Regardless,
like the Jeff Keighley argument, right? Why he closed with High Guard last year, where it was like, you know, one of those is going to be really, really far away, even if it is more exciting as a concept. The other one is like, okay, but you can do something with this right now. You know, I see,
that is the Keighley.
I see what you're saying though. I mean, I think this game will probably be like an 8 out of 10 if I had to guess. You know, I don't think it's going to be something insane. But it's super cool it exists. It's super cool that a dev of this size gets to make a game like this, and they even call it in that video a passion project. Like that's what it feels like, and for them to be able to be given the tools to do that is super cool. It feels like a high budget indie game, one that has a lot going on. There's a lot of quests I saw popping up and things like that. It's got more systems in it, I think, in that sense, than a normal indie game would. So, but I have not seen anything like from a narrative standpoint that makes me think it's going to blow me away or whatever. You're playing as Kratos, and you're mostly accompanied by his younger brother or other brother. I don't know if he's younger or older. His brother Deimos, who is also in the PSP prequels. But this time he's voiced by the guy who voices Robin from Teen Titans. I forget his name, but
really,
I immediately recognized his voice. So that was funny. And not Christopher Judge, TC is the voice of Kratos, who's like telling the story of the past to his daughter. So it's all like told as a flashback kind of thing. So like there are touches there that you know if you're a fan of the series, that it's cool. Like I'm glad I got it, and I think it obviously these games get so much better as you go because you unlock so much more, and they feel better as you do it. So literally less than an hour, not a fair judge. I wasn't blown away. But I don't think it's going to be my game of the year. I never thought it was, even from when I saw in the trailers. Like, I don't think the art style is gorgeous. I think it's cool, you know, but it's not like the prettiest pixel art I've ever seen or anything like that. But
you're right.
It's really cool.
It's cool that it exists.
Yeah, and I said that on some things earlier that which I do mean. Every time, I don't think I've ever said that and not meant it on, at least on this episode. But sometimes I say it in a way that like I don't plan on playing them, but this is one that like it's cool that it exists, and I'm gonna support it because I want to see more stuff like it, and it's enough up my alley that I know I will still enjoy it. So I don't want to just shrug it off either. So.
Yeah,
but that was the state of play, dude.
Yeah, and that's it. That's the whole thing.
Now we're not doing
really solid.
We're not doing a tier list today. Obviously, we're trying to keep this short, which we're like gonna be under 2 hours, I think, probably, maybe, hopefully. Short for us. So I do need to know though, on a scale from, we'll say, D to S, what tier would you put this state of play in?
I'll give this a little A+ tier, real quick. It's like in my head, it's like a like a top of A. It doesn't quite, because here's the thing, right? You could, if this game had like, if this state of play had like one or two more like big games, which is a big ask, of course. It could have been a showcase when they were labeling them showcases.
I don't know why they like clearly in my mind they just must not be planning on doing just been showcases anymore. That's what in my mind that must be their plan, because if this isn't a showcase, then like what's gonna be?
Then it just got to be done.
Five or six different first party things in here, you know, like I don't know, first party or second party at least.
Or maybe they're saving showcases for more like world premiere, you know, type stuff, like first looks at, or first, you know, like announcements of games. Whereas I feel like a lot of this was updates on games that we kind of already knew about. Like there was cool surprises, you know, there was Kana, there's all the, you know, the God of War of it all. There's what was right before Marvel? I feel like there was Saros. There's Control. Like it's a lot of it was games that had already been announced that we haven't seen like a ton of. Like I mean, Control is really the one that comes to mind for me. Or even just got announced, you know, just recently, like at the Game Awards or something. I feel like this is a lot of like follow up on that kind of stuff, which is cool. Because I mean, a lot of those games we really didn't see a lot of. So to get decent updates on all of those and see all of these new pops, all of these new surprises, like dude, I cannot believe that a new Kana game is coming out.
Yeah,
I can't believe it.
You said that is Control Resonance still your game of the show? I assume.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah,
I think Kana is my game of the show. Is the first thing they showed. I really love that game. I felt like such a defender for that game because it did pretty well, but there were some people who were like ragging on the way it fell through the difficulty spikes and stuff. I was like, no, dude, it's so pretty and it felt so good to me, and it was like the perfect length and the perfect size of these areas. Like it scratched everything correctly in my brain. So
it was like a $40 game. It's like perfect.
If that, I feel like it might have been.
Yeah.
I know it was a PlayStation exclusive. It definitely was not full price. I was trying to remember if it was like a PS Plus game or something like that. I don't think it was. I think you did have to pay for it, but yeah, no more than 40 for sure, if that even. So
yeah,
more games like that, dude.
Yeah, that's probably my number 2 is Kano. It's probably my number 2. So
very cool, man.
Good stuff. Well, good stuff all around.
Thank you for breaking this down with me. It was super fun to watch and even more fun to talk about. So, do you have any last words before we go?
No, that's it. Everyone play Kirby Air Riders. Sorry.
Everybody,
he's so annoying.
Go watch Andor if you haven't already from the last.
True, it's so good. It's so good. I finished it. It was great.
We need to do another episode just to talk about that some more.
We'll do an episode. We'll go to a little Andor spoiler cast one day.
I'll watch it a third time. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me, brother. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching or listening. Like I said at the top, please make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for all your support. The last couple episodes, they've been some of our biggest. And I know this is a little bit more niche, but it's some of the stuff we're most passionate about. So hopefully there's some of y'all out there that feel the same way. But until next time, keep on dropping those pods.